Hello, on this day in 1961, an article appeared on the front page of the Observer newspaper called The Forgotten Prisoners. It was written by Peter Benenson, who had been reading about two Portuguese students imprisoned under the dictatorship there for, quotes, raising a toast to liberty, and who felt, along with some friends of his who he got on side, that there should be a campaign to work for the release of people who suffer in such a way. And now Amnesty International deals with 5,000 cases in over 100 countries every year, campaigning for those who are imprisoned because the country doesn't allow freedom of speech, those who are on death row, those who have disappeared, people who are victims of unfair trials. These are the sort of campaigns that Amnesty runs. For example, at the moment, on their urgent action list, there's Lamela Moncayo in Ecuador, a girl in her early teens, a climate activist who, along with some of her friends, has been targeted by who knows who, but harassed in very aggressive and dangerous ways, but the government is doing nothing to stop the harassment. Then there is Maria Ponomarenko in Russia, a journalist who's spoken out against the war. She's suffering from really cruel treatment in the prison where she's been incarcerated. So badly injured was she by torture and by the conditions that she couldn't get out of bed. But when she refused to get out of bed, or just didn't get out of bed, she was put in the punishment cell for a period. And then there's Ahmed Mansour in the United Arab Emirates. He's one of a group of people, there were 69 of them, who were imprisoned in 2012 for campaigning for freedom of conscience in that country. And the 59 of them whose sentences have expired are still in prison, they're just being left there. And then there's Ana da Silva Miguel in Angola, someone who has a TikTok account, who wrote an article criticising the president. She was imprisoned initially for 6 months, but when she appealed, it was extended for 2 years. These are the sorts of examples of people that Amnesty supports, and you can support them too, of course. If you join the Urgent Action campaign, you can send letters and emails to people who are in a position to support these people. But today, if you don't do that, let's just together celebrate our freedom and be very grateful for the fact that if we live in Great Britain, we live in a country where we can say what we think without fear of that kind of recrimination, where freedom of conscience is something which hopefully forever will be encouraged and allowed, and delight in our freedom to say just what we think without fear of any comeback.